In this video, I've divided autophagy into 3 simple phases, and I'll explain the changes that happen in your body as you move through different milestones of fasting: 24 hours, 36 hours, and 66 hours, and beyond. I'll also share the do's and don'ts when it comes to prolonged fasting, basically, which means fasting for more than 24 hours, and the best protocols to follow so that you can break your fast in a way that's gentle on your digestive system. Now, don't get confused with prolonged fasting and intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is usually cycling between periods of eating and fasting within a single day. And I have lots of videos on intermittent fasting on this very channel. And honestly, I've been personally following it for over 2 decades with fabulous results. But prolonged fasting, that's a different animal altogether. And this is actually one of the core health pillars of my green zone living framework. So welcome again to Fabulous Body. I'm Akash, and my mission is to help people shift into the green zone, which is the zone of health, abundance, and vitality. I've explained all of these zones in detail in another video, so make sure to watch that one after you're done with this one. And by the way, as a gift for you, I've prepared an ebook called Green Zone Living, 11 Core Health Pillars. Now, most people focus on 2 to 3 pillars of health, like nutrition or movement, but miss on the other core health pillars, like the one we are discussing today and the ones we have discussed in the previous 2 weeks. So if you have the strong desire to shift to the green zone, the zone of near perfect health, comment green zone and I'll send the guide over. Now, fasting is not new. It's not some trend or fad. It's as old as human civilization. If you look back in history, every major culture and religion has fasting built into its tradition. Muslims fast from sunrise to sunset during Ramadan. Christians observe Lent. Hindus fast during festivals like Navratra, which is actually going on at the time of making this video, and I'm fasting as well. Even the ancient Greeks and Stoic philosophers fasted not just for survival, but for clarity of thought and strength of will. So fasting isn't just a biohack. It's an ancient human practice deeply tied to survival, spirituality, and health. And modern science is now catching up to what our ancestors already knew, that fasting heals. And dozens of high-quality studies show that fasting improves insulin sensitivity, lowers inflammation, enhances cardiovascular health, and even supports brain function. And perhaps the most exciting discovery, the one that really brought fasting into the spotlight, is autophagy. Well, as I've said earlier, the word literally means self-eating. It's your body's natural housekeeping system where old, damaged, or dysfunctional cells and proteins are broken down and recycled. Think of it as your body taking out the trash and repurposing useful parts. And this process prevents the buildup of toxins, misfolded proteins, and even pre-cancerous cells. It's one of the main reasons why fasting is so powerful. Now, autophagy doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds in a beautiful sequence. So let's break it down into 3 phases. The first day or 2 are all about shifting your body's fuel source. Around 24 hours in, glycogen stores run low and insulin levels drop. That's when your body starts burning fat for energy instead of sugar. And this metabolic shift is called ketosis, and it's the gateway to autophagy. And here's the kicker. Most of us never reach this stage. Why? Because we are constantly eating 3 square meals plus snacks in between. That means we never fully deplete our glycogen stores. And as a result, we keep storing more fat, especially the dangerous kind, the visceral fat, the fat that wraps around your organs. But when you refrain from food for a full 24 hours, your body begins to shift into ketosis. And autophagy quietly kicks in. Damaged proteins, cellular debris, they start to get recycled. And it's not yet in full gear, but your body is clearly moving into repair mode. Your brain, meanwhile, runs beautifully on ketones, giving you sharpness and clarity. By the second day and into the third, your body goes deeper. This is when dysfunctional mitochondria, misfolded proteins, and even intracellular pathogens are recycled at a much higher level. Inflammation drops, cellular stress reduces, and repair gets amplified. And here's something fascinating. Fasting actually resets your immune system. It first breaks down a significant portion of your old, damaged white blood cells. Then this depletion triggers your stem cells to regenerate fresh immune cells. Imagine that stem cell therapies in some countries cost up to 50,000 US dollars. But a properly supervised fast can naturally trigger a very similar process in your own body. On top of that, growth hormone surges, protecting muscle mass and accelerating tissue repair. Your gut lining regenerates because your digestive system finally gets to rest. After about 3 days, autophagy is running at full throttle. This is your body's deepest renewal state. Cellular debris is cleared extensively. Longevity genes switch on. DNA repair is activated. Your microbiome diversity improves, which influences everything from your digestion to your mood. Your hormones recalibrate, and when you finally refeed, your body goes into full regeneration mode, using fresh nutrients to build stronger, healthier cells and tissues. So after about 72 hours of fasting, your body is in peak autophagy mode, your immune system is rebooting, growth hormone is surging, and your metabolism is optimized for renewal. And this is often seen as the sweet spot for many therapeutic benefits. Improved cellular cleanup, gene activation tied to longevity, and deep metabolic shifts. So the question that demands attention here is that should you push further to 100 hours or longer? In other words, is fasting beyond 4 days worth it? Yes, for some people, extending the fast beyond 72 to 96 hours can deepen these effects, especially for specific health goals like enhanced immune system regeneration, reduction of chronic inflammation, or targeting metabolic disorders. Longer fasts provide additional time for mitochondrial repair, stem cell activation, and improvements in microbiome diversity that might not have reached during shorter fast. However, prolonged fasting beyond 4 days isn't for everyone. It requires close medical supervision to prevent electrolyte imbalance, nutrient deficiencies, hypoglycemia, or excessive stress on vulnerable organs. Not everyone can tolerate longer fast well, especially those with certain chronic conditions or frail health. Extended fasting can affect reproductive hormones and thyroid temporarily, so shorter fasting cycles or fasting mimicking diets may be safer and more sustainable for many. So in a sense, fasting beyond 72 hours can be worth it for advanced therapeutic aims and under expert guidance, but it's not necessary for everyone. Many benefits of autophagy, like fat burning and metabolic regeneration, are adequately triggered in the 2 to 3 day fasting window. Now, how you break your fast is as important as the fast itself. After days of abstaining from food, your digestive system is rested and very sensitive. Sudden large meals or inappropriate foods can cause nausea, digestive upset, and negate many benefits. So here's a safe and effective protocol. For the first 6 hours, begin gently with light, easily digestible foods like fresh fruits, berries, melons, etc. Diluted juices or simple soups are great starters. The goal is to reintroduce nutrients without overwhelming the gut. And these foods provide natural sugars, hydration, and micronutrients to softly wake up your digestive system. In the next 12 to 24 hours, gradually add more complex, nutrient-dense foods like steamed vegetables, bone broth, avocados, eggs, and fermented foods like sauerkraut or kimchi. These support gut microbiome restoration and provide good fats and proteins for cellular repair. So it's not just what you eat after a fast that matters, but also what you have to strictly avoid that matters equally. And first one is the obvious alcohol. It's a toxin that stresses the liver and impairs detox pathways just as your body tries to recover. Then we have the processed foods, which are loaded with refined sugars, addictive and pro-inflammatory components that can spike insulin and cause gastric distress. Try to avoid heavy carbs because overloading on sugars or starches immediately can cause blood sugar spikes, digestive discomfort, and undo ketosis and autophagy benefits. And finally, avoid large meals because digestive enzymes and gut lining need time to resume full function, and overeating risks nausea and bloating. And finally, always remember, hydrate well, continue drinking water, herbal teas, and electrolyte fluids as you refeed to support smooth digestion. The bottom line, refeeding is a gradual transition, not a binge. Listen to your body, progress slowly, and prioritize whole, clean, nutrient-rich foods. That's it for today. And yes, if you need the ebook titled Green Zone Living, 11 core health pillars, comment green zone below and we will send it over.